How many times have I said that politicians should keep out of sports bodies? Well, today, the United World Wrestling Federation, this is supposed to be the body that manages the wrestling federations of various countries, has issued a very strong statement condemning what is happening in India. They are acknowledging that the person against whom the charges were levied has temporarily stepped aside, but they still want something. They want a new body constituted within 45 days, or else they are threatening to suspend India from wrestling. So here's the information. I'm going to just give you some snippets of the release that they gave out so you can see for yourself what these people are saying. 45 days, that's all you have. And it says here, this is released from Switzerland, for several months, UWW has followed with great concern the situation in India where wrestlers are protesting over allegations of abuse and harassment by the president of the Wrestling Federation of India, WFI. It has taken due note that the WFI president, the said person, has been put aside at an early stage and is currently not in charge. So you can't say that he's obstructing the investigation in any way. At least officially he is not doing that. Now, there's also an FIR filed against him, I believe, and that this case now is in the courts of India. So why are the why are these people, UWW, so keen that our decision be reached within 45 days? What exactly do they have in mind? See, the problem is, as much as people's sympathies may be with the wrestlers, the way this has gone about, the fact that Aam Aadmi Party politicians or now this Tikait fellow, these people, they're all basically professional protesters. You know, Yogendra Yadav, he's not Aam Aadmi today, but he was one of the founders. See, once this political color comes to any agitation, it takes a life of its own and it starts going in a different direction. In fact, they were going to take out all their medals and they were going to put it down Ganga, Baiti Ganga mein haath dhoye, something like that, to give the, that sentimental effect that we are so disappointed with the fact that WFI has not taken cognizance of their demands. I'm going to touch upon the demands themselves in just 1 minute, but I want you to understand, if you read this is the complete statement. There are 3 pages here. I just want to go to the last one. UWW will request further information about the next elective General Assembly from the IOA and the ad hoc committee of the WFI. The 45-day deadline that was initially set to hold this elective assembly shall be respected. Failing to do so. So when was this deadline started? I don't have the date on that. So they're saying that if you don't do that, we will suspend the federation, thereby forcing the athletes to compete under a neutral flag. See, once you cross that line, the sympathy of the people will go away. Already, I believe that because of these politicians coming in, the sympathy that the wrestling athletes may have already evaporated. And what is it that the government can do when the case is in the court? Now I'm going to show you what has been known thus far in the investigation itself. So I'm quoting Abhijit Iyer Mitra here. Usually he does his homework before coming out with his observations. He says that the wrestlers have not offered a single shred of evidence for their allegations. They are not able to produce a single recording, single corroborative camera footage, and there is not a single timeline that matches the accused traceable movements. So if you don't have the right evidence, under what conditions will you try the person who is accused of committing the said crimes? In fact, I'll go more. Just a few hours ago, Abhijit put out another tweet, said actual interview of a celebrity wrestler with the investigation committee. The CW, who is a celebrity wrestler, says, he fondled my breasts in public in a restaurant. And the investigative committee says, that's very serious. Where and when was this? And the CW says, I don't remember when. It was in Turkey though. And the IC says, he has never been to Turkey. His passport doesn't show a Turkish stamp. So now, how can somebody be locked up based on this kind of evidence? That is the question. So now I think the people who are behind this agitation, because I now don't believe that this is something that the wrestlers themselves thought of. They may have had some grouses, they may have had some complaints, but somebody has said, we are going to underwrite this, don't worry, we will put it up, we will explode it on the international arena and make sure that the people who have wronged you will be shown the door or be jailed or whatever it is. Now, the problem is they are now seeing that the case doesn't have any legs, and therefore most likely WFI president will be acquitted and he will be back. So this is the problem I think they are seeing. So they don't want to let go. See, anything against India is a punch against Modi, punch against Hindus. I mean, this is just getting some ridiculous traction, if you ask me. And the sooner the court comes in and says, okay, look, there is no evidence or there is evidence. I mean, clearly there may be some evidence that might emerge. We don't know. The problem is that the athletes should have had their homework before they went out on the streets to protest. Their latest grouse appears to be that they got evicted from the place they were protesting. I mean, you cannot inconvenience the public for days on end. That's what was happening here. And you have been following that part. So I don't know with whom the sympathies lie, but I do know this. This is, once now it has taken this international proportion, clearly somebody is gunning. They are trying to throw all sorts of mud and trying to see what will stick. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button.